Now team may have to make their choices.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they banned away their own Kha'Zix, because I know that Santorin's been favoring that champion lately in solo queue, and also he was a big Kha'Zix player even before people started maxing and evolving W first. So they banned it away because they had other priorities to get Mash on a hyper carry.
Yeah. It's a good first pick, honestly. Mash is one of the players that I actually would want to put on Trist a whole lot. It fits his style very well, and it should be pretty successful so far. Now, Team 8, will they go for contested picks or just try to hide their comp for now? I like the hover on Ziggs. I thought it made a lot of sense. I think they should grab that champion. The cog does surprise me a bit, though.
We also want to take Ziggs away from Golden Glue. It's his most played champion in Summer Series 2, and you saw how successful Coast has been in Summer Series 2. You want to get them on secondary champions, not their comfort.
Well, it's going to be Nami and Ziggs grabbed immediately. The Nunu is locked in, though, for Santorin.
Insta-locked.
Yeah. He wants a champion. So Nunu's been heavily, heavily prized now in the 414 patch North American Challenger Series. I wonder how much that's going to spill over to the other regions as well, but it's more than I'm used to seeing Nunu. Yeah,
for every Nunu that's picked here, you pretty much see a Nocturne locked in other regions, because he's very popular elsewhere. We haven't seen him here yet in 414.
Well, so far Nunu's been 4-1 during the Challenger playoffs, and honestly, aside from an unfortunate performance from Heaven Time, has been very effective in his games. Kog'Maw does get picked up here. That will be Maple Street on another late game carry. Still interesting that you would go for that one. You talked about Nocturne maybe being a potential. Maybe teammate goes for that Nocturne TF combo.
Yeah, Porpoise Pops was a Nocturne player even before it became pretty meta in 414. In Summer Series 1, he played it 4 times, is tied with his Elise for his most played. And even before that, just watching him in his other teams, like BVV, back in the day, he was always picking up the Nocturne when it was available.
I don't know why I said Nocturne TF, by the way. Zig's already been locked in there for Slushie 8, but it's still going to be a nice amount of reach, and Sheep will get Leona for himself. So we don't see her a lot in the recent history, but I think she's still a great champion. So a lot of hard engage now here for Team Coast. Orianna in the mid lane, Leona down there with the Tristana for the bot lane. So there's good follow-up and a whole bunch of hard engage to set it up.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Team Coast had a composition in mind by how quickly they locked these champions in.
True.
Golden Glue, he's on the Orianna. This is the champion that he made his debut in the LCS with. It is definitely his comfort pick. Because when you're debuting on that big stage, you're like, I'm going to pick the champion I'm most comfortable with.
Sure.
Got a quadra kill.
Yeah.
First day, and then he keeps going back to it when he's in these moments of high stress. He played it in the finals in Summer Series 2 against Curse Academy, had a great showing on that, and Rux, he loves that Rise, and he will play it because there's no whole lot that bullies it in lane. It's actually very good against most top laners.
Yeah, I think Rux is going to have a pretty good matchup overall. Gragas does get locked in again for Cali Trolls here, wants that for the matchup. See if he can bully the Rise out, or if he can hold on to the lane. One of the things is going to happen here. Teammate have their comp together. It's very explosive, very high damage, not a lot of tank line.
Yes.
So it's kind of set up the artillery, hope someone dies, because if they don't, fight's going to be hard.
Yeah, you have to hope that Rux doesn't get going and gets tanky, because he can just flash in, root Maple Street, and then everybody can collapse on top of that. So you have to deny the vision with the Nocturne ultimate. But this is basically the team composition that Teammate was running yesterday. Yeah, they have the Gragas and the Ziggs. They have the whole bunch of wave clear, and then they have some engage tools alongside it and some disengage, because Nocturne can engage and Nami can disengage.
It's true they can, but the difficulty is still the fact that you're facing up against an Orianna and a Leona. Fights are going to start when Coast wants to do that. Like, tidal wave or not, it's still going to start. And when your team is full squishy, hard engage is really good at picking that apart. So teammate had better be on the ball, better be, first of all, stay away from the ball, because that's where a shockwave comes
Don't be on the, Phreak's advice, just be on the ball, you guys.
Don't worry, just stand on top of the Orianna shockwave. It's not going to affect you that much. But yeah, teammate has to be really, really diligent about getting caught out, which was actually a big weakness for them in their quarterfinal match. They got caught out a lot and nearly threw away a lot of advantages in their matchup there. So something to keep in mind. They had a rough game against XTG, but the overall team shot calling, outside of individual mistakes, was good from teammates. So maybe they can get themselves into the team fights properly, get their positioning down, and kind of stay away from the engage.
Yeah, and you said they threw away a lot of opportunities for themselves. Like, they didn't capitalize. Like we just saw Curse Academy doing a lot of. I think a lot of it was Slushie wasn't making huge plays. They were really relying on Cali a lot and coming to him.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, Maple, you know, he wasn't too happy with his performance. I talked to him afterwards, but he was like, Dodo was on point. Yeah, he's like, I just sat in lane and got a 20 CS advantage by sitting there, because Dodo's like, yep, I'm going to hit you with a binding, or I'm going to be Nami and I'm going to get you some trades that are going to be in your favor.
Yeah, so that actually went pretty well so far. Dodo has been very good this tournament, and that's a good thing for Teammate. If they win this best of 3, they will get themselves into that top 3. They'll get themselves a guaranteed spot in the promotion tournament. Coming into this season, people thought Teammate was going to be the guys.
Oh, yeah.
Last time we saw them in Challenger, they had went 1-2 against LMQ. Like, all right, these guys can take down the #2 team in North America, LMQ, and put them in a close series, better than many teams have done against them. And people had such high expectations of Teammate coming in. They haven't had the best run yet in the Challenger Series. Now it's down to the wire. They squeaked by in the quarterfinals, and now it's like, okay, well, 3 of these 4 teams, one of us isn't going. And they really hope that it's them that does go.
They definitely hope that it's them. I think both sides, of course. But Team 8, the thing with them is they don't really adjust to patches very well and meta shifts. It's something I've noticed because Calitrolls kind of has a stubborn champion pool, right? Like he's just now kind of opening up. He's like, all right, the Vladimir's off to the side, the Fizz is off to the side, the Kale will put it like in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll focus on Gragas. Oh, I really like Gragas. I'll focus on Maokai. Oh, I really like Maokai. Like he's picking them up now. Same thing with Maple Street, right? He was like, I'm playing Caitlyn, Ezreal, Lucian all the time. Corki now, Kog'Maw, Tristana. Like they're starting to branch out and adjust.
Yeah.
I think it's a big development for them. But then you talked about how when they came in, everybody's thinking, these are the guys. Coast, people were like, I think they might be number 2 or 3. But then it's like Santorin on the team. Completely flips it around.
Right.
Because I remember they had somebody else beforehand. I don't remember who it was. Before they
I know MASH was jungling for a short time.
That's right. They had MASH.
Because they were waiting. Well, they're waiting for the lineup to come in. They had to play with enough members from the last incarnation of the team.
Yeah, but like they were waiting for Santorin to come over, and then he kind of graces them as this Danish god coming in. And
he's gonna hear you say that and be like, "Oh, thanks for the
Oh yeah, no, he'll be happy about that one. Well, he is kind of a Danish god. He loves to just
unlike Deficio. That guy's useless.
I was gonna say he's like a Danish demigod, but okay.
No, Deficio's. I mean,
he's
of all
human,
the Danes
man.
you've seen in the LCS, would you really pick Deficio over Bjergsen?
Hey, look at that.
Over Jesses, over
Rux, getting bullied around from Calitrolls up there. Decides to put a ward down, too.
30 seconds
Trading back and forth here. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Coast are really good.
Yeah, Coast are really good, and they got Santorin on. People are like, how good is this guy? He's really damn good. His work ethic is fantastic. Like, he's picked up the Nunu recently, and he's just blown people away with it.
All right, so far so good for Team Coast then. 2.4K on each side. No gold leads 1 minute 20 into the game.
Yeah.
Very surprising, I'm sure, but actually the case.
Something I wanted to mention, because you talked about how Calitrolls, and yesterday, like, the performances were kind of all over the place. It wasn't because he got off a plane, because I got trolled by Denial.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. They said that he was in, I talked to them before, and they were like, oh, Frank Fang, he's like, yeah, he's in Canada, going to school in Canada. No, he goes to school in California.
Yep.
So, apologize for that one.
Did they say that he goes to school in CA and you got it wrong?
I mean, no. If I had said CA, then it would have been fine.
It has been.
Was it Canada or China?
About it.
Is it Canada or
California?
California?
China.
Could be China too. I know. Some people do it CH. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, it should be. But look at this. The invade onto the Nunu. You don't typically bully around.
Exhaust onto Rux. He's down to 150 health right now. Very close to dying. Has to flash away. Rux will also be late to lane. What a great invade by teammate.
It's a lane swap that you don't expect and an invade on a Nunu. Also, the fact that the ward from Rux was super telegraphed because they saw him place it down when Calitrolls was bullying her early. And this is going to be a blue for the Fat Man.
Look at that. I believe XP was shared with Dodo as well on this one. So half level on both these guys. Kog'Maw going to make his way to lane early on. And there's going to be no one holding the bot lane for now, as honestly, why would you sit in a 1v2 with the bodies? Bodies at level 1. Santorin is going to get his own buff. Porpoise Bob's, though, about to get his third. So what a beautiful start to this game here for Team 8.
Yeah, and Coast, that really caught them off guard. And I would assume Team 8, they're kind of like, that was exactly how we wanted that to go. I don't think that could have gone better for them at the start of the game against a Nunu. And I talked about how Nunu needs to get ahead early and stay ahead. If you don't even let him get ahead early or even close to it, he's going to have a really horrible time.
So Calitrolls got his 2 early wards. Pink ward, very defensive. We'll watch some of the invade paths. Green ward watches sheep come in, so Calitrolls knows he might get invaded on. But he will know if a jungler shows up pretty much ever. Nunu cannot get over walls, and he has literally 0 gank paths that will not get him seen here.
Oh, they see him. They see the Leona. Leona does not know that he's seen yet. And they're going to see Rux and Santorin here as well.
Okay, so right now he knows he's in a 1v4, and Calitrolls isn't leaving the lane just yet. Now starts his way upwards. Looks like the ward's going to go down, and the pink ward will get swept away, so Team Coast really wants to own this right-hand side jungle as we're getting just free farm from Maple
He
Street.
also warded this with his trinket ward. Calitrolls needs to get out of there.
It looks like he will make his way just away. All right, he's going to be fine. Wants to leech up XP, but this is really risky by Calitrolls. He walked back in, and I have no idea why. Wants to take down Sheep. He will not get that, though, and that is first blood, and I am very surprised that happened.
And the blue went back to Rux here, and now he's going to TP top for the experience.
I don't know what that was from Calitrolls.
He had Nami coming down and Porpoise Pops, but they were just way too late. And it would have been destructive if Porpoise Pops were there, because he's level 4.
Yeah, that was a big, big Nocturne, but that was really, really ill time. So Rise now going to go solo lane against his Kog'Maw here on the top. Should be fairly safe, honestly. And suddenly Calitrolls is behind.
Way behind now. The fact that he gave up that kill to Rux gives Rux that extra boost that he needed to get back into this game. And he didn't miss a whole bunch of experience top.
Yeah, he's just going to free farm this lane, basically. This shouldn't even be a bully situation there. Maple Street should be safe to get farmed, but keep in mind, if Santorin ever shows up for a gank, Rune Person's a great way to get an AD carry to die.
Oh yeah, and Maple Street, you know, they love to put solo farm onto him and have Dodo roam. But you could roam really easily on that inescapable Kog'Maw, immobile.
So now life becomes painful for your teammate. Early invade worked, but now the gank
Sheep
was really bad.
Going for a roam here on his Leona. He does have his Zenith Blade and his Shield of Daybreak in Santorin.
Nice root up. Great satchel charge to get himself away. Santorin lands an Ice Flap, but that is it. Good job by everyone involved. Perfect play, but that means Lucia gets out.
And now Calitrolls up against Rux in the top lane, so he won't miss any of this farm. And he tries to get a lane freeze going for himself too.
All right, looks like just free farm for Calitrolls. He'll be fine level 4 probably for both these top laners here, as Rux will recall back for his tier and an extra Sapphire Crystal. As the game settles down a bit, only a 300 gold game right here. We are actually pretty close in this one. Slushy is outlaning Golden Glue so far. 80 carries holding close to equal. Just again, the first blood gold, really the only difference here.
Yeah, really questionable move there from Calitrolls. If he had backed off the turret, he would have backed up into his team that was coming to him. So there was no way that Coast could have chased him. But instead he opts to stay by the turret so it doesn't take damage. But it's not the best move, or even close to the best move he possibly could have made. It was very questionable.
It really was, but that was what happened. So you got to play on what's happened since then. Honestly, the gold lead coming back to almost equal from teammates, just laning phase being so darn good. So first blood gold basically rendered irrelevant here. Porpoise Pop's already level 5.
Oh, here comes Santorin though.
Yeah, Santorin's not going to quite face checking him. I don't believe the ward saw him either. That trinket will let them both know what happened though. These guys know what's going on. Both junglers top side. Santorin a level down though. Lucy will ult and recall back, but Maple Street getting jumped on there right there. Good damage coming in for Mash, but no Buster Shot is available to knock him into the turret. Mabel though down to 300 health, and Summoner Spells burned on both sides. Actually just one, sorry, just the exhaust from Dodo.
Yeah, and actually Porpoise Pops is a couple camps away from 6. I want to see where his first gank comes out here as Nocturne, but look at that, down bottom, another aggressive move.
Re-engage. Maple's got to be pretty careful there. 300 health left on him. Great bubble onto Mash, but Coast looking good in this 2v2.
And Dodo landing the bubbles. He's definitely saving Maple Street today. He said yesterday from Maple Street that Dodo was carrying him in lane, and it looks like it might be happening a little bit again.
Dodo's been on point. His Nami's been so good so far this weekend. Gonna see if Team 8 can actually capitalize on this. Now actually a gold lead for Team 8. They haven't gotten anything but minion kills here to beat a 600 gold first blood. Impressive by Team 8 here. Porpoise Pops is 6. Blue goes to Slushy. 66 minions on him right there. And Porpoise looks bot lane.
Yeah, he hit 6 off of this.
He pings them coming on the way.
There's no flash on Sheep, so if they can get onto Sheep, it's a kill.
Oh, look at that. The retreat ping by Coast. They know it's 7 minutes. The blue buffs respawn. It's likely level 6 Nocturne. And he's going to go in anyway. Sheep's going to get rooted up. The Fear's going to land. No flash. There's a slow from Maple. Is it enough? Summoner he'll use. The bubble's going to hit, and Sheep will go down to Maple Street. Mash will not get much else to do, but Rux is around. Level 6 Porpoise Pops. There's the engage from Rise. Has to flash away.
He's going to get feared.
Fear's going to land. The heal comes out, and that is now a second kill. That TP was disastrous from Rux.
And Calitrolls didn't even have to follow. He actually blew his cask at some point too, and then Rux TP'd. Rux must have flashed it or something. No, he flashed it
afterwards.
That's weird.
I think he ulted to stop the TP and it came in late.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
That must have been what happened. And now they're going to get a dragon off of this too. So Team 8 coming really big off that play, and the level 6 support buff. Santorin, he was 4 when that play went down, and he was on blue buff side, getting gold blue. no possible chance of counter gank, and no absolute zero just yet.
Beautiful from Team 8.
Can he get
the force
this?
gank. Oh, the spike comes in early from Santorin. Porpoise Pops is not going to even die. Seven Heal comes in. Mash shows up, does get the kill. He jumps right back out. Ziggs with the
Santorin has
pop.
no
Cali Trolls will be
him.
dropping down a 2 for 0. Imagine if Santorin had outsmited that one.
Wow, so Team 8, they end up with a 1,300 gold lead off of it, and they lose 2 of their members for none of Coast off the Dragon fight, but they do get the Dragon.
Right.
And Cali's blows his TP.
So look at this, man. We are at a 3 kills to 2 game. Dragon advantage for Team 8, but mid lane outer turret now under siege by 3 members of Team Coast. This is a fastly dropping turret. That should equalize the gold if it does go down.
Yeah, Team 8 might be in a situation where they are equal in gold again, and Rux pushing the top lane as Rise simultaneously, so the map pressure in favor of Coast all around.
Look at that. So Team Coast equalizes the game, and we are tied again, 9 minutes 20 in. Rux now with some free time top lane. Cali Trolls had TP'd earlier, I believe, for the Dragon fight.
Yes, he did. He ended up dying pretty much immediately. He didn't have his explosive cask for it, so his contribution to the fight was very, very minimal, and then he got picked off and died.
All right, well, Cali Trolls going to hold this top lane then at a 15 CS lead for what it's worth. We haven't seen Rux get that much farm overall, but Porpoise Pops back on the farm game. Actually went for Ancient Golem Nocturne, by the way. So I have not seen much take Nocturne. This is the case, though, for him. Interesting build.
He's looking for the tanky, durable build because he knows that Cali Trolls is going to go for a full AP burst build, and they need some type of front line, especially against Rise. And Tristana, who's looking for the resets.
Yeah, you really can't be a high damage squishy melee unless you're a burst damage squishy melee against champions like Rise and Trist. You're not going to kill Trist before she jumps away, and you're not going to burst out a Rise who's durable by build. So I think it is a smart choice to say, well, I'll be tank Nocturne because squishy won't work.
Just see how tanky he actually gets for himself and where his next ultimate comes out. Rux has no flash, and they're looking for it in the top lane. Explosive Cask is up, as well as California Trolls flash. What are they going to do with this?
Well, he sees Gragas. He's just chilling out for now.
He's pushing this wave up pretty hard.
And they actually pinged the Nunu, so they know that
Santorin's trying to wrap around.
Is trying to wrap around, but the engage goes in on towards Rux. The fear will be there. A great everything. There's a knockback into the wall. A whole bunch of bursts to knock back into the team. And that is a kill picked up. Santorin in a 1v2. I don't think he can do much there. He's going to try anyway, though.
Buying time for Golden Glue.
He's an absolute zero. Golden Glue is on the way. The re-engage from Cali Trolls, though. Can he win this fight? Barrel's going to do some damage. There's the shield, though. Cali Trolls one hit from dead. Golden Glue with a great roam to make that one happen. Beautiful stuff.
And Slooshy, a little bit behind, lagging in that follow, and he did throw his Mega Inferno Bomb earlier.
I think it was to wave clear mid so we could roam out and deny some CS, but unfortunately not too much grab by Slooshy. We'll clear that wave away, but Porpoise Pops back in the jungle.
Clearing it out, making sure there's nothing for Nunu to take afterwards. But he's going to have to back off of that. These ultimates from Porpoise Pops are really going to be how Teammate gets into these fights and gets these early game leads that they desperately need against this team of Coast. Because if they can't get an early game lead against Nunu, Trist, Rise, even Orianna,
oh man,
it's going to spell disaster for them.
Yeah. There was definitely some beautiful late game here from Team Coast. So the lanes themselves are actually decent regardless, though. Like, it's one of those late game comps that doesn't lose laning phase, which is a pretty beautiful thing to be able to craft together here.
Oh yeah.
It's a well-rounded team, but yeah, Teammate, like, it is literally 100% about Porpoise Pops. He has every kill and assist on his team. He has made everything happen, and Teammate needs him to keep making these moves to stay up in this game.
Yeah. Next ultimate is in a minute. But a lot can happen in a minute. Somebody could lose their lane, get chunked down. Exchanges happen.
Yep.
He's going to try to look for those lanes that don't have flash. And they do see Sheep. Don't know if they saw Santorin.
Wow. Wait, yeah, that word doesn't see him. I was like, wait, how did Leona not see him? That's really weird. Like, wait, we're not watching your vision. I got really confused for a second.
Now they do see Santorin, and he sweeps out the ward.
Oh, Maple's got to be safe. Kog'Maw, of course, very risky to be against a Leona.
Golden Glue is roaming down right now, but Porpoise Pops is in the vicinity, and Slooshy's a little lagged again in this roam.
At least Slooshy will have the ulti if they go for the tower dive here. Santorin gets to slow down. This turret's losing a lot of health. Here comes the teleports in. They want this fight, and there's the engage. Beautiful power, but an even better shockwave means it's 1 for 0 so far. Turret goes down, in goes Mash, and they're picking up a whole bunch of kills. The reset again, and Porpoise Pops also goes down. Slooshy just did not do anything there.
You know when we saw the comparison between Team 8 and LMQ?
Yeah.
80 more assists, Coast. 80 more assists on Coast.
Yep.
This team loves to team fight. They love to get in there and have these really quick 4-on-4 skirmishes where they roll over you, or 4-on-3 and outnumber you.
Roams. That's really what it is. They all show up and it works so darn well. Coast really doing a great job of getting out of their lanes and just making plays.
Yeah, 3-0-3 here for Golden Glue. That Comfort Orianna pick, he comes straight in. Sheep, boom. 3-man Shockwave into the wall. You only have one direction to possibly run after that, and they just get pinned. Turret goes down, Rux comes in and cleans up, but MASH getting a good chunk of gold from that as well.
Beautiful stuff here. So Team 8, they have made a couple of moves off of forward spots, but it seems like just waiting for Nocturne ults is not enough for these guys. Everything else going rather poorly. Calitrolls, wanted to go for the steal, but now he's going to get locked up. Tries to burst out the golem, does not do so, forced to flash away. And Coast, once again, finds something good to do.
Yeah, they do. They get the flash out of it, they get the ultimate out of it, and the Dragon is in 15 seconds right now.
Well, teleport at least is available for Calitrolls, but not for Rux. Maybe that can be useful for Team 8. They stay with this bottom lane outer turret, but it's not going to be enough. Santorin and MASH are there to defend it. And Coast continue to make better and better moves. 1,200 gold lead. They are ready for Dragon.
Yep, Porpoise Pops right there, sitting in the ward bush. They caught MASH though, but I don't know how
rocket jump
going to do them.
Into the pit. He does have flash though. All of Coast still around. Nunu should be able to secure this one.
Oh, they're going after Rux.
They go in and Rux goes down right away.
Porpoise
and the Dragon is stolen by Porpoise Pops. Out goes Santorin. Ziggs Bomb kills him. 2 for 0 plus a Dragon teammate are back in.
They're back in the lead too. Porpoise Pops outsmites a Nunu. Santorin.
Beautiful.
I don't know what happened there, but he lost that really hard.
Well, Coast, man. That should have been a good fight. They were in position, they had the lead, but it was beautiful. Porpoise Pops, when he presses R, good things happen for Team 8 every single time. The problem is, there's only every 3 minutes that good things happen for Team 8.
Oh, this game, this series is going to be good.
Oh, yes, it is.
Mash Me, he's pushing down bottom, and at the same time, Golden Glue in the mid comes up with a shockwave for multiple people there. But here's the big thing in this fight. They caught MASH, he blew his rocket jump, but Rux out of position from the TP of Calitrolls. Santorin, he isn't able to consume and get the smite combo off. I think it might have been because he was bubbled.
He can still smite though. I mean,
but
the big thing though
is the big part of your burst that you expect.
Yeah, it's definitely relevant. It's 400 true damage at rank 1. But there's a kill picked up. Great engage right there by Sheep. The weird thing from the last fight though was that Sheep and Golden Glue sat there doing basically nothing. They watched Rux die.
Yeah,
didn't press any buttons. Yeah, like they got isolated in this weird way where just the mid laner support was like, yep, we're not here. And it was a 3v5 that got 2 kills over. So there you saw a great Solar Flare, a great engage. That's the kind of stuff that Coast wants, is get your whole team participating and get these pickoffs.
Yeah, and Coast seems to split really well in terms of their skirmishes. There'll be like 2 people top, 3 people bottom will pressure things simultaneously, and they do that very effectively because they have just great points of power on this team in terms of their players. Like MASH is a great source of power, Sheep is a great source of pick, and then you have Rux. He loves to fight people. Santorin loves to fight people too, and the fact that it's also a Blood Boil Nunu, you can push an objective right after. Team 8, they don't really do a whole lot unless they're grouped up around Calitrolls.
Yeah. Right now though, it's them being grouped up around Porpoise Pops though.
Yeah. Well, Porpoise Pops is kind of coming to people and being like, all right, this is where we're going to fight.
Yeah.
Like, Slushy, he's very late on his roams, too. He's just getting out-shoved by Golden Glue.
Yeah.
And the fact that Golden Glue, I think, has more, might have the same amount of gold as him right now.
I would expect
he probably
more.
has more. Yeah. Well, they're pretty close.
200.
Despite being 3-0 and 4. They're very, very close in gold to each other.
Well, teammate of all the Dragons.
Yeah. The gold overall is still in Team 8's favor by 500.
That's true. And it's in good, really, it's in good places on both sides there.
Are they gonna? They're gonna catch Sheep.
They're gonna look for Sheep. He is tanky, but Calitrolls here. Good body slam, good barrel as well. That will be the kill picked up. They give it to Calitrolls. 2-3-1 on that Lichbane Gragas. Looks like Merc Treads will be next for him.
And here's the fast push coming out from Santorin on the Nunu alongside Mash Me on Tristana. That Blood Boil is just gonna do so much if they make their way to a turret.
It looks like they're going to play a little bit more hesitant, though. Even though Porpoise Pop's ulti is down right now, they're not going too hard. Porpoise is going for Locket of the R and Solari next. So more tank stats here to defend the team. Going to start the fight, but then just sit there on the front line and be annoying.
They don't want to get flanked around because Porpoise Pops is sitting around in their jungle. He's going to find this pink ward. Calitrolls over the wall. Is he going to go for this?
No, he's going to just harass them.
TP in the back,
comes
though.
in from Rise, though. Slushy could get caught. Dodo wants to stop the engage, but Sheep is really trying to make this happen. Good shockwave there. Dodo is going to go down. A nice absolute 0 in there as well. Gigantic Ziggs ulti, but it's not going to be enough. MASH gets 1 kill. Now, can they keep chasing? There's a slow on Porpoise Pops. The jump in from MASH as well. It is a very tanky Nocturne. but he's going to flash actually away and towards the enemy lineup, and that will be a nice flash rune prison. The kill picked up by Rux, a 3-4-0 to Team Coast.
Yeah, Rux, he TP'd into the left side of the river, and now they might get a Baron off of this. They're going to go straight for it.
A 90-minute Baron, 80 carry, Blood Boil. This could be good.
Oh, no matter what, it's going to be good, whether or not they get poked off of it.
Maple's trying, Calitrolls is around, no ulti on Gragas. But that Kog'Maw harass going to do a whole bunch of damage. Master trying to help tank, though this is a pretty close one. A turret goes down from minions, Calitrolls goes down, Sheep tries to trade his life, but he stays alive. Maple getting chased, good dodge of the bubble by Mash. That Baron bait ends up just being a 1-for-0, but Team 8 maybe going back into the Vengeance. Mash slowed down, and Nunu very low on health.
And they're all extremely low. There's a Ziggs around, and they're trying to get some HP off of this Golem, or at least blow it up. So Golden Glue could have a blue.
All right, 1-for-0, blue buff grabbed. Honestly, can't be too sad about that if you're Team Coast. 300 gold lead. All that's here for Team Coast. An incredibly close game.
Yeah, Maple Street had nothing to do with the previous fight. The one at Baron, he did. The one before that, no. Dodo Slushy caught out mid lane because they were wrapped around because Porpoise Pops left his post in the jungle. And then the Coast team just came up behind him. Golden Glue with a great shockwave, and Slushy just couldn't handle the damage.
Look at this choice made by Maple Street, though. He went Merc Treads on Kog'Maw. I think it's a great choice because Leona's looking for him all the time.
And Sheep's hitting all of his CC, too.
Yeah, Sheep's playing a freaking great Leona this game. 0-2-9, playing a phenomenal series so far. And he is setting up his team very beautifully. Smart of Maple to go for Merc Treads, of course. Dodo will be getting the Mikhails soon. That will help on top of that. But this is one of the reasons that Kog'Maw can be weak, is hard engaged that so many teams have stopped trying to pick up. It's really good against champions like Kog'Maw.
I don't know about you, but the fact that there's only 100 gold difference at 20 minutes just makes me very happy to see this high caliber of a game.
It's really great. It's a fun to watch series. It's going to be a fun 2 to 3 games for sure. Team Coast.
It's the dragon fight. Everybody's here. Everybody's in attendance. Raise your hand if you're here. Everybody's there. Thank you, Phreak.
I raised my hand. I'm here.
Thank you.
Yep.
For checking in. As long as I know that you're here too.
Yep.
We're probably safe. But look at this teammate. They could possibly get a flank on Coast, but Coast, they're going to try to force it.
Good zone back in the front line. Harass still coming out of Slush. She looks like Coast cannot really force. The long-range tidal wave will not land, but the bomb does, and Golden Glue getting forced around. Porpoise Pop so very tanky, but just getting destroyed right there. 1-for-0. Beautiful cast, though, separates Santorin, but they can't quite kill him down. He finally goes. 1-for-1. Both junglers dead. Teammate not going to chase.
It's so hard to get to Mash Me. They got Golden Glue very low. Didn't even use the shockwave that fight. Got chunked down to about 400, 300 HP. Mash Me, almost the same situation, but he's at about 800.
Re-engage from Sheep, though.
On the flash away, drags him further.
Too much damage. Wow, the Ziggs across the wall gets the kill. Sheep gonna go down as well. 2-for-0
TP
so
home
far.
guard.
TP home guard from Calitrolls. He wants in on this one. All he's gonna do is zone back the enemy team, and that will be Team 8 finding 2 kills after the fact, and a dragon as well.
Oh, Calitrolls. He's looking for the red buff. He was looking for Mash, but he can't get it. That's gonna be a dragon falling to Team 8. They take a big lead.
Yep.
Considering this game is so close.
2,000 gold, one of the biggest leads this game's ever had, to be honest. 36 to 34,000. Team 8 looking a lot better here. And they are slowly powering up as this game goes on. Maple going for that Trinity Force. The Lich Bane into, I think, Death Cap's normally next for Calitrolls.
Teammates gotten every dragon this game.
Yes,
they have Rio and dragons. And Coast, they've kind of just been letting them fall by the wayside. And Coast is a team that, you know, they have a Nunu. They have an Orianna. You should be controlling these dragons more effectively. Look at this. It might be another Baron force. They are desperate for these objectives.
Wow, Coast are really trying to play this kind of game. No wards really spotting, though, for Team 8. They don't technically know this is happening.
Oh, he does.
Yet.
He saw a ward fly over the wall.
Oh, yeah, he does. But that could just be someone in the pit, not necessarily him doing it. Now he really, really knows about this. Team 8 is around. There's a tidal wave. Ziggs ulti pop does not hit more than one person with the Nami ulti. Sheep
he puts him back in.
So low on health. Santorin low. He is almost going to go down. They will try to pick him up. Shockwave catches on the 2. Rux very injured. 1-for-1 so far. The knockback on a Gragas inside the Baron pit. Calitrolls got to be careful. In goes Mash, he gets that kill. That is a 2-for-1 so far for Coast.
Wow, so the back and forth here again.
Yeah.
2-for-1.
Over and over and over again.
Coast still actually come out on top on that exchange.
Coast have repeatedly been out team-fighting. The problem is Team 8 just have better objectives so far this game. It's what's giving them the gold lead. Is they're getting the drive at the right times.
Look at this. We're going to take another look at that. Santorin just gets caught in the pit. Sheep tries to run forward, but the engage comes out, and Calitrolls decides, you know what, I guess it's time to finally kill Santorin. The ball. Ooh, the positioning of that almost picked up Porpoise Pops as well. But Mash coming back in, saying he's not done with Calitrolls.
Of course he's not.
Calitrolls, I think, focused too hard on keeping Santorin in the pit with the explosive cast, using it on only one person. There were better options available to him for team dispersion.
Yeah, potentially. Could have made that fight a little bit better for Team 8, but that didn't happen here. Porpoise Pop's very tanky, gonna take a dissonance, has to flash away from the engage of Leona. As a big 7 spell down, as Tank Nocturne still has to be afraid of the sun. I mean, you figure when you have the power of darkness, sun's kind of your hard counter.
Bonus damage? No. No.
No sunglass for Porpoise Pop. He doesn't need them.
Should be a Nocturne that has sunglasses. Just because. Anyway, Rux split pushing the bottom lane, doing Rux things. Rux City. Rux City.
Yep.
Rux City.
No.
Anyway, they're going to continue to push these lanes out.
Say no.
The TP coming in.
The flash engage against Maple and Porpoise Pop's nice tidal wave to stop the engage anyway, though. Santorin walking forward, goes for a bunch of crowd control, but a great signal to kills off Rux. Down goes Nunu as well. Now Mash in a bad spot. Beautiful shot over the backline. Slushie barely staying alive. Both summoner spells used to keep him up, but that is still a 2 for 0, and the siege continues for Team 8.
They're going to continue to push this turret down 2-0, like you said, and an explosive team fight off of a teleport, but as soon as he TP'd in, Porpoise Pops was right on top of him with a paranoia.
Yeah. And life is good for Team 8 fans right now. Middle inhibitor turret going down rapidly, making that a 5 turret so far. They're going to back out. Respawn timers are low. They're already back alive. Sheep almost wants his way back in, but he can't find it.
Yeah, Rux has no teleport. It'll take him a while to get into this fight in the first place. And look at that. He actually went with an Abyssal Scepter here on his Rise so that he could actually do more damage and take more damage. So he opted for that as opposed to the Spirit Visage for his magic resistance item.
Interesting.
But he just gets blown up and focused, and Calitrolls didn't actually contribute any damage onto Rux that fight. He actually just walks around and then eventually blows somebody up. But look at this. They're going to use the Baron as a 2-dimensional objective. They're going to use it as a bait as opposed to just a buff.
And Kozo tried that many times, but it has not yet really paid out. Solution can take some damage there. Mash wants him.
But if it pays out once, that's all you need.
That's true. This game is still so incredibly close. I can see it going both ways. Both top laners actually went Abyssal here, interestingly enough. So
they respect each other's damages, but are still very aggressive players.
Well, also, it's double AP comes on both sides.
Yeah.
You have Ori Rise plus...
it helps out.
Yeah, it works in both cases. You want MR and you want the Shred for your teammates.
Exactly. And you want to do more damage yourself. It's just a great item all around in this selection.
Yeah. I mean, just like we saw the Zeke's Herald last game with the double AD comp, it's the right aura item to buy. It's a very smart choice.
Look at that. Going back to the Baron. Oh, Maple Street.
Well, Mash doing a whole bunch of damage. Maple's got to be careful. He just goes for the trade because he knows he can't win anyway. But no, the ulti comes in a little too soon, and Coast don't get the kill just yet. Maple trying to buy some time. Can he get his teammates around?
Santorin coming around
the wings. That is a long-range solar flare by Sheep to get the kill. And now it is a 5-on-4 on the map.
He should not have been there by himself clearing a pink ward. Maple Street is too immobile to be in that position.
Absolutely agree. But even still, Coast don't stick around too much. Gigantic wave in the bottom lane. Not really swept away just yet, though. Teammates still get some time to control the wards. Rux is the guy sent to the side lane. Makes a lot of sense. TP's not up, but you still want to send a guy like Rise.
Yeah, he's going to clear it out instantaneously. And look at this. Dragon up in 15 seconds. Will this be the 4th Dragon of the game for Team 8? No. Not in terms of red, but it'll have to be contested here.
Well, pink ward's defensive down for Team Coast. They have one in front of their red buff as well.
Maple Street back up, running in. And here's the thing, they have to buy time for their AD carry if they want to do this. But Coast, they're saying, if you want Dragon, we go Baron. That's exactly what's happening right now.
Well, Dragon's going down quickly. Coaster rushing for this one. They do know about this, though. There's the review. Run on top of the ward, but Coaster already hitting this. Off goes the team. It's going to be Gragas sitting there trying to complete that Dragon kill. He can, of course, TP in on top of that pink ward, but this Baron dropping down so very fast. Maple Street Calitrolls are around. Can they get the engage? Zigzag comes in. Great smite away. It's going to be Santorin picking it up, but a 1 for 0 so far. Can Forward Pops do any more? Rux flashing away on the side. It is a 1 for 0 with Baron for Dragon.
Yeah, the big person they have to focus is Mash, though. He took 0 damage that fight. And they do get Sheep off the map, and they get Rux to try and back in a little sneaky area. Are they going to find him, though? Almost.
Maple's going to spot him. Rux is going to go down. That is a 2 for 0 plus Dragon against the Baron buff. In terms of gold, that is better for teammate, but Coast can maybe use the buff.
Yeah, they have 3 members of their team. And look at this. The members on the team who aren't being focused down are the most fed members on Coast. 5, 1, and 9 on Golden Glue, 6, 0, and 5 on Mash. This is still very controlled by Coast at this point. Like, they lose control every now and then because Rux and Sheep get caught, or Santorin is going really hard for an objective.
Yeah.
But Mash and Golden Glue are playing very, very well.
And really keep in mind as well that Mash is got an exceptionally efficient build. He's literally got the most efficient... Oh, okay. Flashed away from Borbers Pop. Fine. But yeah, Mash is on course for doing so incredibly much damage right here. Literally the most efficient build you can go for is an AD carry. Plus, he's got Blood Boil. Mash will absolutely destroy any frontliner on teammate if he gets the time to attack.
Yeah, he also has the Baron buff and a red buff on him at the same time.
Yeah.
So this mid-game spike for him is just ridiculous damage output. Calitrolls is actually top, and he has no TP. He has to back and make use of that home guard.
Mash has got to probably have a lot of money in his pockets right now to buy more items. He should be well on his way to either a Whisper or one of those Lifesteal Tier 3 items. Looks like bot lane Tier 2 will be going down. Has to respect the bubble, but Mash can go right back in and take that one down. Very easily grabbed. Face a Mountain Shield just cuz. And now life is, once again, just fine if you Team Coast. Yes, you're down 5,000 gold on this team, but I still feel like they're looking really good.
Yeah, and like you said, Coast is going to be the team, this is going back to Champion Select, where you said they're going to be the ones going into Team 8. Team 8, you know, they'll have to counter-engage with Porpoise Pops or use the Nami wave, but usually it's going to be Coast coming in to the Team 8 lineup.
Yeah.
And forcing things.
The cool thing, though, now is because Coast are so scary, teammate have to respect them. And now Mash has come online with long range so that he can just play the normal Siege game. It is very easy to take down turrets with Tristana, Nunu, and Orianna. There's no good way in, and there's a lot of really fast dying turrets.
Yeah, they actually completed that turret, or took it down very quickly, despite this being a Team 8 wave clear composition with Ziggs and Gragas. I was actually quite surprised. Gragas is just not showing up in time. Calitrolls, he's going to try to look for a flank here, but they might sacrifice the turret to make this play. It's going to take a while for him to get there.
We'll see what they can get. Forward Pops.
That's exactly what they're going for. He's going to try to flank.
Get much. Ooh, Gragas is coming around the wings, and Ko says, no, back off, guys. Don't let that happen. Don't get Mash or Golden Glue separated from the team. That would be miserable. Void Staff soon for Golden Glue, and about 1,300 gold in Mash's pockets right now. They could buy and get a couple new items.
There's a lot of tension in this game. It's only game 1. Just back and forth between these two teams. You know, we talked about how well Golden Glue and Mash are doing. Slushy's doing pretty well for himself at the same time. Almost 300 CS, 31 minutes in, highest CS in the game. 3-1 and 9. 3-1-6, sorry. And he's got a Void Staff already. So he's able to shred through people, and his Mega Inferno Bomb is going to hurt a lot.
It really is right now. Slushy is a big threat there. There is a little bit of reach on teammate. Porpoise, Calitrolls, and Slushy can all reach Mash and deal some damage. If Golden Glue misses the shield, that is a dead Tristana. She is going for Last Whisper next. So this is the high damage, low durability build coming through. Gets the Vamp Scepter just for the sustain.
Yeah, he hasn't needed the durability yet, so he hasn't had a reason to buy it. He's 605.
Thing is,
but he will.
He hasn't fought full AP Slushy in a while.
Yeah.
So if those spells hit, it's going to be difficult for him. You got a Blue Elixir as well now for Calitrolls, so there is more damage than I think Mash is potentially ready for. We'll have to see.
Well, if he gets hit by it, that's the big thing. Yeah. Mostly skill shot damage points. Like, Porpoise Pops will go straight on him, but everything else is skill shot.
Yeah.
From Ziggs and Gragas.
But Maple can reach as well with ultis.
Yes,
he's up to rank 2 ultimate. It's enough reach. Well, he'll probably reach Tristan fights. At level 16, he definitely will.
And they aren't really doing anything with this Baron buff. It was kind of just a stall here for Coast. They got a turret for themselves in the mid, but they also have a Naked in him in that middle lane. So they always have to be careful. And Calitrolls, he's staying out of the group. He's constantly on the sides. He's playing like Rux does. I mean, I guess they play like the same style between the two players.
Yeah.
They like to just roam around, wait for their TP to be up, and then when it's up, it's like, all right, finally in the fight, but I'm in it at an awkward angle that you didn't expect.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see if we can get any more of those cool flanks in. The one thing that surprises me, though, is how little farm Rux actually has.
Yeah.
178 CS is actually incredibly, incredibly low, especially when you consider, it's like Nunu's taking the new farm himself. He's only at 58, so very low CS numbers for the Coast lineup in general. That is holding them down in gold a little bit.
Yeah, their CS, they've just been out CS'd across the board except for that 80 carry roll. And I guess support too, if we care about that.
Kind of, right? Because like a lot of that CS is the face of the mountain
Yeah.
TP10. That's like,
I'm just doing it so nitpickers.
I know you're being a troll.
Blah, 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 blah.
Meh, 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 meh.
Don't
acknowledge their existence. Yeah,
Anyway, 20 seconds on this dragon. And is Coast going to go straight up the mid lane? It looks like they are, but that gives them the possibility for a flank here.
Well, Maple's got to be careful about going in through this angle, though that ball is in the exact right spot to scare teammate. There's the two-man shockwave just to buy time. Mid lane turret goes down, and the
Callie's wrapping around.
walking backwards.
Right
There's the engage on a Mash. A lot of health loss on him, but they're going to stay alive. Absolute Zero to zone back, but Sheep already goes down. Maple off in the wings, going for Rux, who's about one hit from dead. That is the kill picked up with the living artillery of Kog'Maw, and Coast forced to run away. 2 for 0, losing a turret.
Yeah, Mashme got chunked out. He did effectively maybe 0 DPS that fight. It was really, really good from Porpoise Pops to use his ultimate to deny the vision, and then the barrel. They're going to go get this inhibitor off this, though.
So the risky Triss build does hurt him in the end. Takes a lot of damage to himself. Now picks up the Negatron cloak to be a little bit tankier, but you still got 10 seconds of 5 versus 3. This should honestly be a teammate inhibitor kill right there if they can do it. The ball not yet threatening Kog'Maw very much. Porpoise blocks out the Ice Blast, and down goes the inhibitor. 35 minutes in. Baron's up in 15. Dragon's up right now, and teammate have map control.
Teammate, are they going to go straight for this dragon afterwards? Or the Baron? Coast, they seem to be a Baron-loving team. They're gonna go. They might go straight for that Baron from Coast side, though, because that seems like where the pings are, and that seems just like their style. And the TP is coming in, too. This is exactly what they're going for.
The Summoner teleport from Rux. They want to try to rush down their second Baron of the game. Half HP already. Teammate are coming in. Couple of these are available. They're trying. Absolute Zero used. In comes Tidal Wave. In comes a Zigzag. But it is a Baron picked up. Sheep goes in, loses his life for it, but Mash is now ready to kite back and try to stay alive. 5 versus 4. Shockwave on the 2. Golden Glue's got to be careful. He does not have Flash, which means he will go down. It's going to be a lot of kills picked up. That is 4 so far for the Baron. Now Mash, the only one alive. In comes Cali Trolls. This could be just a game-winning push right now.
They have the Lich Bane. They have a lot of damage here on Cali Trolls, and the fact that Kog'Maw has attack speed, Trinity Force, they will push this down. It might surely be Team 8.
They've got 20 seconds. Here they go. Greg is leading the charge. Dodo healing up the team. There's the poke. Mash, can you keep your team in this game? Turret number 1 goes down. Turret number 2 goes down. And the Baron call loses the game for Team Coast. Game 1 goes to Team 8.
Team 8 just gave Coast their second loss in the Challenger Series in months.
Yeah.
Ever. You're absolutely right. Ever. That is ridiculous. The fact that Team 8, this team that was in a slump for a long time, just came and beat the Summer 1 and Summer 2 champions in Game 1 here.
Yeah.
I liked their picks. I liked their composition. I liked the way that they played with the TP from Cali Trolls right into that style, and they might have Coast's number. Flip side, though, Coast, I did not like the Nunu pick. Invaded early. Cali Trolls did mess up and give the blue back, but the fact that they delayed the Nunu kept him down. Santorin missed a smite on the dragon.
On the dragon, yeah.
And then at the Baron, they ended up just forcing it over and over again. And teammate was like, yeah, you guys are just going to keep forcing this, and we will fight you there because we have Wombo combo, AoE objective control in a pit.
Yeah.
Ziggs Bomb, I don't have to aim it if I just throw it into the pit.
Yeah.
Gragas Barrel, same story.
Right, it's a lot of backline reach with a Nocturne. It's a really good combo, and when you're relying on Golden Glue and Mash to do good things, and they get pinched out, life's difficult for a squishy team. And it's... I personally don't dislike the Nunu. I thought it was fine. I thought
the way that he executed it, because Santorin's style is, I'm going to go fight you in the jungle. If he gets fought early and then he can't do that, it really shuts him down. His play style becomes kind of moot.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, he loves Elise. He loves Lee Sin. He loves to go fight you and hit you in the jungle and make sure you can't gank anybody. He didn't accomplish that on Nunu.
I mean, that said, Coast still had a pretty darn good early game overall. I mean, his teammate played amazing. Porpoise Pops, his score doesn't reflect it. 3, 4, and 9 is not the sexiest scoreline, but I really feel like he was the only reason teammate got as far as they did, and then those 2 Baron catches were amazing. But he made everything happen in the early game. Every single ult turned into 1 or 2 kills. They turned into dragons. They turned into basically everything that teammate ever got for the first 15 minutes of that game. And that was all due to Porpoise Pops being awesome and the team following up. And then it was just backline reach, killing off the squishy backliners. Mash 6, 1, and 5. Finally went down at the end there, did whatever he could to carry the game, but there just wasn't enough for him.
Yeah, Mash getting his final death in the final seconds of the game.
Yeah.
And I want to keep touching on that Nunu pick in Santorin. He had the highest kill participation on his team.
Yeah.
Right? 15 of the 16 kills he was involved in. But the thing is when you're Nunu, it's not really the kills, because you're not going to be ganking people early, right? It's more, can I get the objectives? And every dragon went over to Team 8. That just tells a story in itself.
That's a completely fair point. And you're right, that did happen. Coast did not have, I think, a single good dragon or baron fight this entire game. The battles around the objectives did fail. You're absolutely right about that, and that one I'll give you. Yeah, I mean, Santorin, if he can find other ways to do good things, obviously he did fight well. But yeah, that ended up being a difficulty. Rux as well, honestly, for as much respect as Rise has been getting this tournament, 2, 7, and 8, only 178 minion kills in a 36-minute game. 5 CS per minute is a really low mark. And honestly, he didn't have a very good game. And I think that was actually part of it, is you're supposed to have this tanky-ish front line of Nunu and Orianna Shields and Leona and Rise that just sit there and churn out damage. And Rise blew up every time.
Yep.
I think that was really big to me. So I think actually, of all these things, it's because I didn't notice him. Rux didn't do anything. And I think that's the thing. That's the guy I want to see turn up a better performance.
He didn't get tanky.
He didn't. He didn't manage to turn on basically at all here. So guys, we're going to have one more quick commercial break in our immediate future. When we return, Team 8 and Team Coast hit the Rift for Game 2 in this playoff match. Stick around. We'll be right back. There's the engage. Beautiful shockwave, but an even better shockwave means it's 1 for 0 so far. Turret goes down, in goes Mash, and they're picking up a whole bunch of kills. Mashif is really trying to make this happen. Good shockwave there. Dodo is going to go down. A nice absolute 0 in there as well. Santorin low. He is almost going to go down. They will try to pick him up. Shockwave catches on the 2. Rux very injured. 1 for 1 so far. Santorin walking forward. Goes for a bunch of crowd control, but a great thing only kills off Rux. Down goes Nunu as well. Now Mash in a bad spot. Beautiful shockwave in the back line. 5 versus 4. Shockwave on the 2. Gordon Blue's got to be careful. He does not have flash, which means he will go down. It's going to be a lot of kills picked up.